yo, Wavy, where you at, nigga? Yes, sir.
Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Danya and welcome to my house. To all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning back in, and if you are joining us here for the very first time, welcome. Please do make sure that you click the subscribe button down below so you can officially be a part of our fam. Ladies and disappointments, welcome to This Is Not a Podcast, because this is in fact not a podcast, just a safe space for me to share my opinions and where we can yap a little bit, okay? Yeah. My thoughts is means, and I feel like a vlog is not an appropriate space to put all of those thoughts, because then you end up talking for like 20 minutes and that's not the vibe of a vlog, okay? So welcome to This Is Not a Podcast. I hope that you guys enjoy it. And if there's anything in particular that you guys want to talk about, you want to chat about, you want my opinion on, please do share in the comments down below, or you can send me a DM, whatever your vibe is. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. And let's see how this goes. For the very first episode, I think that because we are nearing the end of the year, it's very fitting to kind of do a little reflection. What have we learned this year? It's been a long year. This year tried to kumba me panty, but we made it and we are here. Lots to be grateful for, lots to reflect on, lots to think about for the new year. Like, what habits are you taking into the new year? So we're gonna do, I think it's like 10 things that I wrote down, 10 things that I learned in 2025, okay? Yeah, let's go. First up on my little list here is to be open to change. This year has been a very transitional year. Lots of changes, lots of things going on, and I don't adapt well to like changes in my life, okay? I like my routine, I like my friend group, I like what I like, and I like what I'm used to. So when things change, I always have a tough time. Like, I had a tough time transitioning into high school, I had a tough time transitioning into first year. It just takes a while for me to get settled. So now it's like transitioning into my big girl job and my big girl life, and just life after varsity. I lost some people that I never thought I would lose from my life, like some relationships, some friendships, just some things that were always there in my life are no longer there. Changing from varsity into my big girl role, moving back home like full-time, all of these things that really were like and not being employed for 80% of the year, even though I graduated. It was a nice recipe for depression, okay? A nice little bucket of sadness. So now that I'm at the end of it and I see what God has done, it's so lovely to reflect and realize how many good things have happened to me in the midst of the things that I thought were gonna kill me at the beginning of the year. Definitely need to be more open to change, and just learn how to adapt better to change, because it is inevitable. Things are always going to change, and you can't be so stuck in your routine that when they do change, you feel like your whole life is uprooted and now you're in a sunken place just because things aren't the same as they were before. Change is good, and that's one thing that I've learned. And just building on that to go into my second point is that God has never removed anything from my life and then replaced it with less. It's something that you have to like constantly remind yourself, because like I said, change is inevitable, but you need to always keep in mind that there's nothing that God removes from your life that is not for the greater good, that's not for the bigger picture. You always have to keep the bigger picture in mind, and meditating on that word has really helped me to take things as they are, accept them for what it is, and just take things day by day, and loosen the reins a little bit, not be so about my life, because there's only so much you can control. The third thing is that understanding girls finish last, okay? I need to be more strict. Personally, I need to be more strict. This goes into my next point, that when you set boundaries, you need to stick to them. I'm not just saying this to you, I'm saying it to myself, because I have a terrible habit of bending boundaries for people I like, and that's wrong. If your boundary is your boundary, it must be your boundary, okay? That's it. Full stop. Yeah, if you're always understanding, if you're always cool, remember Gugu said this like a couple of years ago, cool girls finish last. You can't be cool and understand everything, because the poppy sell dance, okay? Up your cope. And it's not fun when you realize how much nonsense you have allowed into your life, you know. Moving to the next year, ain't shit funny. Okay? Yeah. But I think this is another reason why maybe I bend my boundaries, because I'm so stuck in my ways and like I'm comfortable with what I'm comfortable with. So sometimes even when that comfortability in dry lagak, I let it go on because this is comfortable. I know this. Better the devil you know type thing, which is wrong. Be open to change, stick to your boundaries, and keep your promises to yourself. Like, do what you said you would do. Be a person of your word, not just to other people but also to yourself. It's in the small things. If you said, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to wake up earlier this week, do that. You know, it's so important to keep the promises to yourself and do these things for yourself, because motivation won't always last, but this is how you build discipline. Discipline is what will get you where you need to be. Yeah, I feel like I'm rambling, but I think you guys get my points. Okay, thank you. My next thing that I've like learned, that I'm reflecting on, and this one was like a doozy, which is basically recognizing that sometimes you are the villain in the story. Okay, sometimes you are wrong. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes I am wrong and I am the villain, and I'm the reason for these low quality experiences with people or in my life, because I keep allowing it, you know. I think I've really reflected this year on my love life. It's a very interesting pool, that place. Like, I always joke with you guys about Shelly and da 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 da, but I think as I get older, I want something stable and real and like proper, and I'm recognizing that part of the reason why maybe that's not happening for me is because I'm the one that is allowing low quality experiences from men. Like, I'm letting it pass. I'm just blase about everything. Again, building on those other points, you need to be stricter. You need to actually enforce your boundaries once they're in place. Otherwise, people will continue to give you the bare minimum. Go by when you're cool and understanding and you let things go because you don't like confrontation. Be strict about you, okay? Yeah. And also, like, in your friendships, there are some friendship breakups that I had this year, and I realized that it's not just because of what they did, but I'm also the villain in the sense that I don't communicate effectively, or I didn't communicate effectively in those relationships and like tell people what's wrong. You really think common sense is common. Unfortunately, it's not. We don't share the same common sense. So you have to tell people what you mean, what you want, how you feel, and give them the opportunity to change their actions. Thereafter, if they don't get, then get out in the back. The next thing is that this year I really had to learn to be comfortable alone, like in my solitude. The past like 5 years I've been in varsity. I always have my friends around me. Like, I'm alone, I'm with them 90% of the time. I'm doing whatever I want, no menini. And I think that this year, being back at home, all my usual distractions were not easily available to me. Like, I can't just go to live whenever I feel like it. Like, I have to think about things. I don't see my friends as often as I used to because I don't move as freely as I do. Like, I have other things to do, and again, I'm at home. I have to respect the rules of this household. So I think in the beginning I was in like a very sad spot because I was realizing, hey, not having my usual distractions around me and like kind of having to deal with myself and my feelings just really taught me or forced me to be more comfortable alone. I think it's important to be comfortable in your solitude. Don't always look to distract yourself. Let yourself feel your feelings and like go through whatever you're going through. Be able to think and like think alone also. All the time. When Anjalo, before you do something, you want your friend's opinion. Like, what do you think? So yeah, spend some alone time, spend some time with yourself. Now I'm in a space where I really like being by myself, like truly. It's a shy solo deity, like nyas keeper, just dodosa, because you only have you. So be good to you too. The next thing is, it's important to touch grass, read a book, have a thought without your friends, have a thought without AI. AI is getting really scary. Like, it's starting to get hard to tell if something is AI or not, and that is a very, very big problem. I don't think everyone is realizing it, like how serious it is. We're getting to the point where when I see people saying, like on Twitter, how they've written something but their professor has marked it as AI, but they've actually written it with their brain, because you cannot tell the difference anymore. You need to touch grass. People are not thinking for themselves anymore. Everyone wants to ask Grok what the hell this is, instead of just critically thinking, and that's very scary, because we are the future. These are going to be our leaders. Ooh, scary. Yeah, I think we're living in an era where people are too comfortable with being sheep and just like following what you hear on social media. What do you think? What is your opinion, without consulting your faves on social media, without consulting your friends? What do you think wena wedwa as a singular person? That's very important, I think. Don't let yourself be a sheep. Don't just follow things because your favorite people are doing them. Do it because it matters to you as well. I think even with the purple profile picture movement to help amplify the GBV, some of the people that were using the purple profiles, they were just doing it because everyone is doing it, you know, without really understanding what it means, or what the point is. Sure, you helped amplify the cause and, you know, get the word out into the world, but do you understand what we're doing? You know, yeah, having to consult TikTok before you formulate an opinion is concerning. There was a time, guys, where we used our brains. We wrote essays from scratch. We used our creativity. Like, even me, I touch grass sometimes, you know. I've gone back to trying to read a book a month because I'm realizing that my vocabulary like sucks, like I'm speaking crazy. And those things are important for the greater scheme of things. Yeah, please touch grass, read a book, critically think, have thoughts outside of your faves, form opinions outside of social media and your faves. It's important to remember that social media is not a real place. Content is curated. People only show you what they want to show you. That is not the full picture of somebody's life. So how can you form thoughts about your life based on somebody that you don't even know completely? You get me? You get me. You must take everything on social media with a pinch of salt. You don't have to take my opinion wholeheartedly and listen to me fully. Pinch of salt, always. Now formulate your own opinion using the different sources, but let those sources include a real book, okay? Not just AI and whatever Onretu is saying. Thank you. I mean, the next thing that I've really reflected on this year, I don't know if this is the correct way to put it, but like unlearning my body dysmorphia. I think I've spent a large portion of my adult life feeling a lot bigger than I actually am. And then every year when I look back, I'm like, actually, it was never that bad, and you were Cocoa Puffs, okay? Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, what were you actually seeing in the mirror? And that is the reality of body dysmorphia, unfortunately. So I've just been really trying to like unlearn that and just appreciate my body in the stage that she's in right now. Obviously, be realistic. I know what I want to look like. I know what my body goals are, and you also know what you have to do to get to your body goals. You need to eat a little better, maybe stop drinking alcohol, go to the gym. But the point being, I don't want to like bash myself anymore and not wear what I want to wear because I feel like I'm gigantic when I'm actually not. Yeah, so the point is to just enjoy the body you're in, take care of her. Taking care of her also includes being conscious of what you put in, eating better, because this is the only body you have. So take care of it as best as you can and love her as best as you can in every single different phase that she may be in. That's what we're on in for the year. That's a basic little 1-2-1-2 on just the things that I've been reflecting over as we bring this year into a close. You know, in conclusion, be nicer to yourself. Keep your promises to yourself. Make boundaries and stick to those boundaries. Enforce those boundaries, okay? Don't forget God in the mix of things. That helps to keep you grounded it may not be God, whatever you believe in. I think it's important to have a higher power and a spiritual thing that you can connect to, just to keep you spiritually grounded and just grounded in general. Be open to change, allow change. Remember that there's nothing that God removes from your life that he doesn't replace with better. All things are working for your greater good, always. At the beginning of the year, I made like a mood board, a little goal board of everything that I wanted to achieve this year, and I must say that I have achieved like 90% of it. And that's just a testament to that everything is working for my greater good. That is all from me. I hope that you guys enjoy this little segment. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. For now, it's me, your girl, signing out. Until next time, bye fam.